Hello and welcome to the After Show Afterthoughts. We have my wonderful guest, Sandy Robbins, and we've been talking off ALB. We were talking about him listening to my interpretation of Miss Otis Regrets. And Sandy, you say on air what you just said.
I'd be happy to because I mean it. I said that I love Lenny's version of that song and of other songs too, but that in particular because the well-known version, the Ella Fitzgerald version, the classic, you don't quite get the story and the lyrics of that, which are very moving and very poignant. And when Lenny sings it, boy, it at least for me, it stabs me right in the heart. So I prefer hers to Ella Fitzgerald and anybody else's.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so very much.
I do.
It is one of those things where I have been told after the shows that, I knew about this song, but I never really knew the story before,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it is a very visual piece. I think the songs that I pick because I trained as an actor also. It's very, very important the story that I get the lyrics and the story out melodically is as important because my voice teacher would have killed me. But but to get that layer, so it's layer upon layer upon
Yeah.
layer. And I think I was talking recently to a director choreographer, and then we were talking about working with people who were singers who were in the theater and working with people who are actors who can sing a
Yeah.
little bit who are in the theater. And the I believe that people who are trained as singers at the very beginning of their career, and that's what their calling is, it's very hard for them to give up that challenge of the being perfect melodically.
Yes, I completely agree. Yeah, and
And
when you direct a musical, you got to cast it with people who can act the part as well as sing the part, or you're in
yes,
desperate trouble.
otherwise you have a wonderful, beautiful
Yeah.
singing voice, and nobody gets a daggone thing
Yeah.
from it.
I couldn't agree. Are you still doing your cabaret act from time to
Well,
time?
I am from time to time. Yes, I am.
Okay,
I'm
well, will you be
studying.
sure and invite me when you do?
I
Because
shall. I
I will be
shall.
there.
The pandemic has slowed it down because it is an intimate kind of
Yes.
thing, and I really like doing it intimately. And so that, of course, I'm concerned about my audience. So trying to figure out how to present it with them getting everything that they get, but staying safe, and
Yeah.
the ensemble, the musical ensemble staying safe. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but I'm hoping to try to do
Okay.
something later on
Well,
in the year. But of
that's good.
course,
My wife says, "Are you going to play doing it her way again?"
I'm sorry.
Not that she doesn't love it, but I swear to you, I listen to that
Well, thank
a
you.
lot, a lot. I
Thank
just love
you.
it. I love your version of Fever. I
Thank
love
you.
I love it. It don't mean a thing. I'm a big fan of that album.
Well, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I really do love singing in the studio. There's another art to that
Mm,
that I enjoy. That if you have the right production staff in there that motivates you, and it's another experience and very different from
mm,
that's live,
I bet. Yeah.
it's really yes. But all right, I'll start off your panel with that song if
Yeah.
you create a theatrical panel, you see.
Well, all right. I mean, I don't know where we do it. Would if you want it on your show, maybe, but
I don't no, we can do the panel on the show. We can
yeah.
do the panel on the show, and we can just play, you can play the beginning of that. But I just think the discussion of theater and how you view it, what it has meant to you over the years, and the growth, the arc of your life is very important. I think to be in discussion. It,
Well,
doing
thank you.
theater, you're welcome, but doing theater is important also.
Yes.
But people don't associate us with that articulation and the cerebral intelligence of understanding why we do theater.
Mm.
you know. And I think and that will help them understand the importance of incorporating the arts in their everyday lives, that it's not just something that we do having fun. It's not just something we just kind of put together, or it's not like Mickey and Judy, we're putting on, let's get a barn and let's have a show, and miraculously comes the chorus and everybody's in step and all the choreography is there. No, it's not that. No, but to understand the integrating of not only our performing arts, but the visual arts, all the different kinds of arts that really entertain us. If you go in your home and you look and you start taking away everything in a room that is not based in the arts, you'll have a blank room.
Yeah, it would be a pretty dull world.
Yes, it would. It would. But I am so fascinated by some of the things that you have ahead of you, because I think it's a wonderful thing that now the theater world gets a chance to see you away from the academia, but and concentrating only on just that ahead, because it's juggling two very important things that you were doing for a long time.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it is liberating to be off the college campus, I must say. A funny thing happened. We had a as you know, LYNNIE, a professional theater company, and among the best compensated actors in America, because I was committed that if you were going to work in our theater company, you could earn a living, you could put your kids through college.
All of that. Yes.
I do it if you can't make a life for artists.
Exactly.
And I can't tell you how often, once a year at least, somebody would say, gee, those students, they're really very, very good. And they seem to be a little older, though. So that won't happen when I'm not on a college campus, and I'll be just as glad.
Yes, it's I think that we all go through different kinds of times. I mean, don't ask me how I started this. And I love doing this. I mean, my discovery of doing this has spoiled me a bit, because I have the control of all of the components of it.
Yes.
And when you are then in an ensemble, you kind of have to give up control, and you have to be able to trust to do that. So I find myself resident to do it without people I don't know. I don't, I said, no, I work really hard and I don't want you to waste my time or waste my talent. So I'm spoiled about that. But when I do come in contact with someone like you, who I know is working, I'm gonna snag you somewhere and go, listen, I have a play.
Listen, I'll tell you, here in front of others, I'll go anywhere to do anything with you. I'm a fan.
Thank you. Oh gosh, thank you so very, very, very much.
I'd love to.
It's mutual. I will work whenever, if you got something that
we got to find.
Let me see. Yes, let me snatch you. Maybe LYNNIE will do it. Don't worry about it. If you're doing it, I'll do it.
I would love to direct you in a play. That would be a dream come true. So we'll look for an opportunity.
How about that? That's great. But I'm so excited also about informing people about what you did do for such a long time, because a lot of people don't even know that whole atmosphere exists. It's still happening on the campus.
It is. The company is still there, and I've passed on the leadership to one of my company members, who I'm confident will do a great job. So it's not ending. And maybe they'll even have me back as a guest. Who knows?
I understand. It's just one of those things where after a while, something new has got to happen. You peel in the onion, and you just want something else to come to you, and then that's one of the things that I've discovered. One year I'll direct a whole lot, and then I don't want to direct anymore. I want to sing. I don't want to, and then I get tired of the singing, because, that's a discipline. And for me to do it right, I have to, you got to drink the teas, and you got to work out, and you got to get the body heat up, and blah, blah. And after a while, a year and a half or something doing that, I went, okay, I'm ready to go back. Does anybody want to hire me as an actor? I mean, I'll just do whatever you tell me to do.
Are you still teaching at all?
No, not really. I do a master class. In fact, I'm doing a master class that's coming up in October that the ensemble is doing. We're doing three
Fabulous.
days of, and I do a master class for people who are instinctively not thought that acting was their first discipline. And um, I do it because they have so much to contribute. They have another experience, dancers and
Yeah.
singers, you know, they bring to it a whole nother level. It's it's trying to convince them to trust, to put it down for a minute and become that whole actor.
Mm,
It's that process, but I
yeah.
enjoy it. I really do enjoy
Would you do me a favor and send me the information about it? I have a young lady, a former student. I would just love to have you meet and have her have the chance to be taught by you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, of course I will. I'll
Good,
send you
good.
everything.
Please
Sure,
do.
sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Great.
It's so rewarding because as you know, when you teach, you learn,
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
when you teach,
Absolutely.
you learn. And I think the people who are about to have an encounter with you as in the projects that you're about to do are going to be very, very fortunate. They're going to learn a whole lot. And congratulations on that. Really,
Thanks.
we just do have a lot to do in the theater. There's some things that we have to work out.
Yeah.
We do have to work that out. And I have to be very honest, as I was with Lloyd. One time he had me come up for an August Wilson play, and I was like, well, Lloyd, I don't know. I think I want to do television. And he just sat there and looked. But he said, well, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you should do. And I went on to do that, and I do enjoy that medium. I think that's what I
Yeah.
love about the arts. I really enjoy all of the components of
Yeah.
it, whether it's singing something, whether it's doing something on film and television, whether it's doing something live. It just makes my heart beat
Yeah. Well,
strong.
you've had the good fortune and talent to pretty much do everything. You've done feature films, you've done Broadway, you've done regional theater, you've done made record albums. I mean, there's almost no part of this profession that you haven't done.
I say to people, the only thing that I think I haven't done is that I haven't been a ventriloquist. That's
Well, I think you can pass on that one with
thank you
me.
very much. But it does, because I started off when I was studying, I wanted to be a stage manager. I mean, I love
Really? I
man.
didn't know
Oh,
that.
oh my God. Well, I'm a Virgo, and it's all about organizing and
Sure.
keeping everything intact and doing those calls and making sure everything and the challenge of when something is out of order. I'm a problem solver. So
Right.
I love that. But Lloyd just picked me up and threw me back on stage
Good for him.
and said, okay, that's enough. He just
Yeah.
wanted me to have a respect for it. There
Yes.
are a lot of actors who don't have a respect for the stage management career.
No,
And
he was
what
great that way. One of the things, there's so much to admire about Lloyd Richards, but one of the things was his care for the team of people, including the people in the box office,
Mhm.
including the ushers who tear the. I mean, there wasn't anybody around him that wasn't acknowledged and
Exactly.
appreciated. And that
Exactly.
was something I learned from watching him.
Yes, I did too. I learned his patience. I never heard him raise his voice. And we
No,
had some people who did, they tried to come in and BS him. They hadn't done work on a scene and they weren't smart enough to understand it. It took him about 30 seconds.
yeah,
And
no,
I could always tell his body languages because he would sit up with his cigarette in his hand, good Lord, and, sit there and he'd sit up out of the chair
yeah.
first. But when he realized that you hadn't done the work, he'd sit back. And whenever I see him sit back, I went, "Ooh,
It's not going to go. Yeah, that's not
that's
going to be a
not
good
going to go
day.
well." But he was always diplomatic. He would
Yeah,
always say, well, why don't we try something different? Because this is not working. Then I wanted to say, yes. Oh, I it's those moments that I really try to
yeah.
adapt from Lloyd because he used to say to me, Lenny, you have a temper and it lights up the room and not a good way.
That's great.
I said, okay. He said, I want you to work on that because you need to really funnel that energy in a different way. And I said, okay, okay. I remember those things all the time. I miss him dearly. He's a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah.
But these things that you learn from people just studying them and the patience and guidance. I try to remember everything that I learned from him and several other people. Like you, I've
Yeah.
had wonderful mentors.
Yeah.
Working with Norman Lear was unbelievable
That must
for
have
me.
been something. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm speechless. And here he is 100 and
Yes. And
still a
celebrating.
stickler. Oh, and still a stickler. He just
I-
tweeted something about ABC the other day, and I was like, okay, you know. But I can't I can't thank you enough for
Oh, it's such a
sharing
pleasure.
with us your journey. And I want to have you back as you continue this journey to
Anytime.
let us know and let me know. I will send you the information you need, but let me know where you are, what you are doing, and so I can pop up one day
It's a
if you're
deal.
there. And please, and I would love to see the work because I'm a fan.
Well, vice versa. I love you and I admire you and I thank you for the opportunity to be with you this evening.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. Stay on. I'm just going to say goodbye to my
Okay.
wonderful, wonderful audience. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on the after show afterthoughts. It's always a pleasure. It's been an interesting summer. We're starting the fall winter season now, and I really thank you for joining us. I say goodbye, and Sandy, say goodbye to them, and
Goodbye. Thank you for putting up with me.
It's been my pleasure. It's been absolutely lovely. See you again. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for coming and listening and looking at the after show afterthoughts. Bye bye.